So, James O'Keefe is doing a really good service, in my opinion. You know, he's exposing the New York Times for their extreme liberal bias that I think most conservatives obviously can tell, but a lot of liberals are in their little bubble and they think they're like moderates, essentially. But, like, within the interview that they were doing, or not really interview, it was like a undercover type thing, and there's mostly just audio. He's like, one of the guys there even quit and then moved to Canada, right? So that's how fucking liberal some of those people are, because they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to the utopia of Canada, and trust me, I'm from Canada. It's not that fucking great. You're probably gonna move back to the States soon. Trudeau isn't that awesome. And he's like, literally nobody in the office likes Trump. And this guy's been working there for something like 20 years. So, he knows the ins and outs. He knows what people are thinking and what the average person there thinks. And yeah, it's clearly like far on the left. And they're not moderates whatsoever. So any liberal who does really like them, they should at least take that in consideration. That he even said that they're incapable of being objective when they're covering Trump, just because of their sheer hate. And even a lot of the stories that they have been releasing have been on hearsay. Like there's nothing behind them. This is what he's saying, at least. And this seems to be the case whenever I do read a lot of these stories. It's like anonymous source says this, anonymous source says this. But people, they want to confirm their bias, so they're going to be like, oh, it's probably a legitimate source, right? And they're going to see the first take on it. They're not going to see the retraction later on that New York Times probably going to do, because that's the way it always works. The majority of people always see the first story, and it's always like a fraction of the people that see the retraction. They do it like quietly, like a month or two later or something. So it's like, yeah, these people, they're actively doing like a witch hunt. And it's like, it's okay to be critical of the president. It's like, in my opinion, like all these people attacking Trump, it's kind of good in a way. It's like, at least they're holding the government accountable, but at least I wish they would like just do it with facts and not like invent shit with like anonymous sources like the New York Times is doing, and like try to be a little more objective about it. It's good. You want your journalists to keep your government accountable. So, but at the same time, you don't want them to be blowing every little thing out of fucking proportion, right? Like they do. It's like he walks two steps behind Melania, and now they're having marriage problems, and they overanalyze every little tiny thing, but to try to make them look bad, etc. But this is just, I love how James O'Keefe exposed them, and it's like, I love how quiet they are. Like they said some shit when it was the first guy that came out, right? Because he was low level. But then there was a girl that was working there for 6 years, didn't really say anything about it, or they haven't addressed it. And now this guy, 20 years. It's like, you know, we'll see, because it may not even affect them whatsoever, because people like James O'Keefe, he has been smeared pretty good from the left. So the way a lot of liberals think, essentially, they're like, if they're told this guy's bad, don't watch him, they won't watch him. Right? And they'll just be like, they'll stay in their bubble. And as long as they stay in their bubble, they're going to keep taking the New York Times seriously. They're gonna keep thinking they're moderates, and they're just giving it to you how it is. But really, they're just all fucking liberals, all pushing a left-wing liberal agenda. And you should know that when you're reading them, at least. Even if you like them, just at least be aware of that fact. And we all know that everybody has biases, but like, they should make an effort to at least hire a couple conservatives. But that's my opinion about it. And if you like my content, subscribe and have a great day. See ya.